Is someone, anyone, here to help me move this? Oh, please. I can't alone. This place has an echo-only answering voice. Oh. Impossible. Fox! Is that you, Fox? Now, where did it begin? Where did it begin? This feeling of confusion began when, well, I don't remember when it began, but, my God, I've tried to conceal it. And it seems so obvious now that I've shown some evidence of it. Let's see. Scratch pad and pen. The setting is not in Morocco. It's just that the cushions arrived without the sofa. All right. Okay. Act 1, Scene 1. At the rise of curtain, I am discovered on stage alone because she does not arrive on cue, nor can I predict what condition she will be in.
Felice.
I know what that cry is about. She's reluctantly rising to the surface of consciousness. And I understand that reluctance, I do. It's just that sometimes patience becomes impatient. Ah! A cockroach! What a humanizing touch. Now, I think I read somewhere that cockroaches are immune to radiation. Huh. That they are destined to be amongst the last organic survivors of the great Amen.
Felice.
Places! Places! Fear. Fear. The fierce little man with the drum inside his ribcage compared to fear, grown to panic, has no limit short of consciousness, blowing out and not reviving again. No living, feeling thing is able to have nothing that to be hated or loved is comparable in what? Force or magnitude? Huh. Too rhetorical. I'll look over that later. By now, you must have noticed that I'm trying to catch and hold you with an opening monologue that has to be extended through several rather arbitrary transitions, only generally related to in a rather way that... There's a love. And the substitutions. The surrogate attachments doomed to brief duration. You must never cry out and catch hold of the one so loved, because the one so loved or needed, or as if needed, as if loved, would cry out to you and say, "Take care of me! I'm frightened, I don't know the next step." For the one so loved would hold you in contempt of human law and resisting arrest. The one so loved has a small, automatic sound apparatus that whispers. Demand. Blackmail. Despicable. Rejected. So when you wake up the next morning, and you make your calls and you make your coffee and you go to your doctor and you say, I'm afraid I'm dying.
Felice.
Claire,
Nobody called me.
I've yelled my head off.
Decapitated. I'm so sorry. Oh, well, how much time have we got?
Well, imagine that the curtain's down right over here. They're coming in. They're coming in. It's almost curtain time.
Where is everybody?
Everybody is somewhere, Claire. Now, what I have to do is make sure that she does not get too panicky in this state theater, this state unknown. She's not easily fooled in spite of her condition.
Red letter, yellow letter. Red letter, yellow letter. Unique New York. Unique New York. Unique New York. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. Whose monstrous aberration is that?
I don't know what it is, but I noticed it and it can't be moved, Claire.
Oh! It dominates! It towers over the stage. What play on earth could possibly be performed under it? Not even Oedipus Rex or Medea. Can't be moved, did you say?
It wouldn't be lighted.
If something is to be lighted, the light will catch it.
Would you quit shouting with the audience right over there?
You are shouting.
Will you please, will you?
I what?
There? Your chronic hysteria is cracking my nerves, Claire.
And what about my nerves? Am I not a vertebrate with its own nervous system that's been subjected to shock after shock after shock? Felice! Oh! Felice, that chained monster is obscene.
You know, I had the same thought. I tried to move it, I couldn't. So I called out for help, I got none. So we just have to forget about it. Surely after these long, long tours, you must have noticed that we come into some unalterable circumstances that have to be ignored.
Yes, I have noticed on these long, long tours of unalterable circumstance. Pox, Bobscom, oh, pox, rhymes with fox. What I intend to do with my leisure time as I wait for customs officers to confiscate things and such is make a list, an unabridged compendium of unexpected and unalterable circumstances. Oh, I'll see you later. Only, I remember that time that old destitute painter invited us to tea on the Vishaal something, somewhere. And when we got there, that concierge looked at us suspiciously and said, "Oh, him, 5 flights up, not worth it." 5 flights up, not worth it. Well, not exactly worth it, because when we got there, that old painter just sat there in rigor mortis before a totally blank canvas. Tea kettle boiled dry on the burner next to him, under that skylight. The sort of light that comes through a dirty winter skylight. But there's no skylight here. I haven't seen a window. Is this theater underground? Are we in the subterranean pleasure dome of Kubla Khan? Sacred river must be frozen over and... No, Felice!
Clare, hush!
Will you help me through this nightmare of debris? Why, it's like the surface of a sea after a great ship's gone under, spewing up wreckage.
Parasol. Yes.
Did you say parasol? I thought you said parasol. Oh, dreadful fault.
Yes, I am checking for props.
Oh, props. Parasol. I don't want to think what I'm thinking.
Well, then strike a match and watch your step back there.
Too late to watch my steps, seeing I've been conceived and delivered and dropped into this profession. I shall not move one step more until you remember you are the remnant of a gentleman and my brother. I shall remain motionless as that monster back there until you remember...
Gloves? Hat.
I said...
Clare, wait a minute. Wait a moment. I can't tell your highs from your lows anymore, Clare.
I can't either. It's just one long continuum of endurance. You know, after last season's disasters, we should have taken a rest at some quiet Riviera place instead of touring these primitive, far-off places.
You couldn't stop any more than I could.
Well, I couldn't stop unless you stopped with me.
We had to go together. No other alternative.
I suppose when two people have lived together and worked together for such an incalculably long time, it's natural to feel as panicky as I did when I recovered consciousness in that travesty of a dressing room back there. You know what woke me up? A squeaky sound and the flapping of wings towards an invisible ceiling. It's a bat, I said to myself. But I wasn't scared. I wasn't even surprised. Oh. That dressing room is a sight to behold. It is a filthy refrigerator. But I was so exhausted. I fell right to sleep in a broken back chair.
Well, I'm glad you got some rest.
I'm half asleep now. My voice is practically going. Listen, my voice is practically gone.
Phone on the tabletop. Now, you never come to me before a performance without giving me the comforting bit of news that your voice is gone and that you will have to perform in pantomime tonight.
Well, it always seems to be true.
Yes, but somehow never is, Clare.
I do my best to understand your nervous anxieties. Why can't you try to understand mine a little?
I do. It's just that you have so many of them, Clare. Okay, now, stay right here so that I can give you new business to give you, all right?
I have some business to give you. I need you to look at me when we're on stage. Stop avoiding my eyes. I can't act unless you look at me as if you truly saw me.
Clare, I would see you if I was stone blind, Clare.
Let me get a look at them. Why not?
Because when you look at an audience before a performance, you play consciously. You don't get lost in the play.
Why are we talking to each other like this? Like tonight's the end of the world and we're blaming each other for it?
Because you've had rest. I haven't. I'm dead beat. Probably dry up several times tonight.
Oh, you never come on stage without the comforting bit of news that your memory's going up right when it's curtain time. Yes.
Save it for after the performance.
But you are wearing Father's old astrology shirt.
Yes, I'm already in costume.
For the two-character play.
Yes, the other play is cancelled.
I need to be informed when a performance is cancelled, otherwise I can't perform. Those stairs. Those are not the stairs for the two-character play.
Only parts of the set have arrived.
Those stairs lead nowhere. They stop in space.
I have put your gloves and your hat up there, so climb some steps and then I'll say that you've gone upstairs.
Are you serious about playing it that way?
Desperately.
Where's the sofa?
It hasn't arrived yet. We'll have to use the cushions, Moroccan style.
Are you going to throw new speeches at me tonight?
Tonight, I feel like there will be a lot of improvisation. But if we get lost in the play, the bits of improvisation won't matter at all. In fact, they might make the play better.
I need to know what I am playing and especially how a play ends. The two-character play never had an ending.
Clare, when the lights are up and the curtain is up, you'll fly like a bird through the play. And if you dry up, use it.
Felice, do you have a fever?
No. Do you?
I'm on fire with panic. No! You look down, why can't I?
Because you know how bad it is for you.
Okay. May I ask you a question? Just one little question only.
Yes, but don't depend on getting much of an answer.
Do you know how long we were getting here? But it seemed everlasting. All those frontiers. I didn't know the world had so many frontiers. And God help me, Felice, I honestly do not know when we got on the train. Do you?
Certainly. Of course.
Well, where? Tell me where.
Oh, Clare, don't ask me these questions right now. Save every question till after the performance.
So may I make a comment on your appearance?
Yes. What?
You have very lovely hair, but there's much too much of it.
Well, I don't think that the character Felice is someone who would force himself to go to the barber often.
The part of Felice is not the only one you can play. I mean, the two-character play is certainly the most unusual one in our repertoire, but it is not the one and only one we can perform.
Well, from now on it might be.
Wouldn't the company like that? What are they doing?
They're not here, and I don't have a particle of interest.
How regal. Is this tour nearly over?
You can end tonight if we don't give a brilliant performance.
All I remember of the last trip, I must have had a fever. It was light, and then it was dark. And then it was light or half light again, and then it was dark again, and the country changed from prairies to mountains, back to prairies, back to mountains, and my watch froze to death, and I honestly tell you, I have no idea or suspicion where we are, except it seems to be a mausoleum of a theater somewhere that seems to be nowhere.
Clare? I will answer any question that you have after the performance, but I will not hold the curtain up a single moment to answer one more.
Felice, do you think I am not your equal?
Clare, you are not my equal. You are my superior, Clare.
I am your superior in only one respect. I am more realistic than you are. And as such, I insist on knowing why no one is here but us two.
Do you hear a mumbling and a growling?
Yes, it sounds like a house full of furious, unfed animals. But let's get back to my question. Where is everybody? Oh, cigarette shortage. I said, where is everybody? And I insist on an answer.
You insist on an answer? Are you sure you do not want to know an answer?
I do want to know an answer right now.
All right, Clare. But you'll wish you had been wrong.
Telegram. Oh, you know I'm blind without my reading glasses. Strike a Lucifer for me.
Shortage of matches.
Your sister and you are both insane.
Signed the company. Charming.
We have all borrowed money to return. Well, I guess as they say,
What?
that sort of wraps things up.
The company left us with no staff except for these two inscrutable stagehands that came in and threw everything in the middle of the floor, and then they weren't there anymore.
They deserted us too.
Yes, I tried to get them to talk. I did. They wouldn't. They couldn't. They were as silent as executioners. They just came in, put up the door, hung up the curtain, put that stuff there, and then they weren't there anymore.
Would you recognize them if they returned?
Clare, you're the one who recognizes the stage hands. I shake their hands and I smile, but I don't remember their names.
You get so wrapped up in your work, Felice, you hardly recognize me. I mean, I understand it, of course, but a new company would naturally take offense. They'll go into a huddle. They'll come to the conclusion that you are dérangé. Not just an eccentric artiste, but un peu dérangé. And you had fallen into the habit at rehearsals of shouting, "Mad! I'm going mad!" So finally, they took your word for it, Felice.
When you read the telegram, did it say that I was insane? Me? Just me?
No, it says you and your sister.
Ah.
But Felice, you know that artists put so much of themselves into their work that they have hardly anything left over for acting like other people. Their behavior seems peculiar, freakish even. Doesn't that seem logical to you?
The company was with us except for a death now and then, or committed to an asylum now and then.
How long?
For a considerable amount of time.
A considerable amount of time is not a precise statement on exactly how long.
Then why don't you tell me then?
I've always left time up to you. Okay. What are we going to do? Something or nothing whatsoever at all?
Only the dead can get away with doing nothing at all, Clare.
Yes, they get away with it pretty nicely.
But we are alive.
Yes, unperished and relatively imperishable.
Yes, and the living must do something.
What's it going to be, in your opinion? Have you thought of something, or are you still waiting for some last-minute inspiration?
I know. Tonight, we are going to do the two-character play like it's never been done before.
Impossible.
Necessary.
Some necessary things are impossible.
Some impossible things are necessary.
Oh, what an argument.
No argument, decision.
One-sided. Felice Devoto, commanding. But you can't be a commander without someone to command. I won't be commanded, for I know what will happen. Chaos of improvisation. New speeches thrown at me like stones, as if I were condemned to be stoned to death. Oh. How would you like to play opposite me in total confusion and absolute panic?
Tonight?
Perhaps you would, but you won't. No, thank you, Felice. This would not be the first time I had to save you from self-destruction. Destroy me also.
Tonight, we will throw some new speeches at one another.
Not I, said the fly. Felice, if you attempt that play tonight, it will prove it was true.
What? What was true?
But the company called us insane. So, I am going back to my dressing room. I'm going to put on my coat. I'm going back to the hotel.
Clare. Clare.
What?
You're already wearing your coat.
have your flask of brandy on you.
Yes. But for after the performance?
There can't be a performance.
Then what is there going to be?
An announcement from Mr. Fox that as the company and the stagehands and the set aren't here, the performance is cancelled.
No. Tonight, there's going to be a performance of the two-character play.
I don't count on it. I am going back to my dressing room, and you will make the announcement that sometimes unalterable circumstance makes it necessary to cancel a performance.
No. I'm going out there, and I'm going to say that there's a change in program. When I get back here, you will be on set.
Don't count on it. Sometimes I make decisions and stick to them.
Feel my forehead. Sweating.
Because you have fever.
No. It's because it's a hot summer day in the South. Huh?
Do you think they really think we're insane, or are they just being bitchy because the long tour was such a long disappointment?
They're not here, so I see no reason to think about what they think.
Don't you find it disturbing? I mean, I find it really disturbing.
Claire, save it for after the performance.
You know, that witch Florence said to me on the train, "Do you and your brother always go into a trance before a performance?"
I'm afraid you're confused because that witch Florence hasn't been with us since last season.
You know, even with the lights on in this theater, it's cold to the bone. It is bone cold, and we cannot perform the two-character play with our coats on. We must take our coats off and convince ourselves at the audience that it's a hot summer day in the South.
Claire, I don't want your hand. I want your coat!
I am not taking my coat off in this filthy refrigerator! Ah! Felice! Try to understand what that telegram did to me. I can't perform tonight. Not the two-character play. I won't remember a line.
The telegram was shocking. But we have to remember that if we're not artists, we're nothing at all. Tonight, we will perform the two-character play like it's never been done before. No matter what our condition of panic may be.
You think you're being brave, but you're just being desperate and irrational. Believe me, Felice, I'm not lying. I can't go home tonight.
Claire, you are going to play Clare.
No, I'm not. I shall make the announcement. I'll make a lovely announcement in English, in Espanol, et en français. I will say that sometimes performances are cancelled. I'll crouch down before them with my hands held out in pity.
We must continue. No matter what our condition of panic may be, Claire.
You look like a hermaphrodite.
What? Do I? No. Well, good.
Good. Bonne chance. I'll see you later.
Ladies and gentlemen, my sister and I would like to say how deeply honored we are to take a small part in this enormously important event and idea of such cultural exchange. Of course, there have been a number of technical difficulties along the way, but being artists of the theatre, we are long prepared to perform in such difficulties.
Poor Felice, he's dried up.
This play we will now perform for you is our company was delayed due to transportation difficulties, due to the eccentricities of the weatherbird, or perhaps the perversities of the weatherbird. No? Okay. We apologize for any technical difficulties or problems that might arise due to the delay of our company's arrival. Unavoidable. Claire? Claire, I'm going to start the show now. Places.
You'll find me in my dressing room with the weatherbird.
I hate you.
Oh, please, don't humiliate yourself.
Claire, the performance must continue. No escape.
If you attempt the two-character play tonight, it will be called the one-character play, and it will prove the company was correct. Do you enter first, or do I?
Tonight, you enter first. Your place is by the phone.
Oh, yes, by the phone.
Claire, who are you calling? Who are you calling, Claire?
Not a soul still existing in the world gone away.
Well then, why do you still have the phone in your hand?
I just wanted to see if it was still connected.
Is it?
It hums in my ear, that means it's connected.
Yes, but the telephone company, they would have sent us a notice if they were turning off the phone.
Sometimes notices don't go noticed.
Claire, we would have received a notice if they were going to turn off the phone.
We can't count on that.
We mustn't start counting things that can't be counted on.
We must trust in things.
Yes, continuing as they've...
Continued.
Yes, continuing as they've continued for such a long time that we've...
They're dependable to us.
Yes, permanently dependable, that we've,
We were shocked, though.
Yes, when the lights refused to turn on. But we were so lucky that the moon was lit nearly so full that when we opened the downstairs rooms, it lit the downstairs curtains.
But still, we collided with things in the upstairs hallway.
Yes, but if we were blind, we'd be able to find our way through it.
We do, without even touching the walls.
It's a small house. We've lived in it always.
You said I was indulging in a bit of somnambulism last night.
You've had a restless night, Claire.
So did you.
Yes, but in a small house,
When one of the occupants has a restless night?
keeps the other awake.
Why do I have to sleep in that death chamber?
Claire, I thought we understood that their room was just a room now. Everything of theirs, it's been removed.
Except for Father's voice in the walls and his eyes in the ceiling, so I can't shut mine. You know the night of the accident night? You ran to the foot of the stairs, but not one step further. You blocked the way. I had to force my way around you before Mother opened the doors, as if I knocked like some unexpected visitor.
Would you stop repeating, Claire?
No look of recognition, no greeting, just a look of surprise, very slight, before she opened her mouth on that soundless fountain of blood. And Father was right behind her, and he saw me and he received me. Oh, it was a quiet reception I received there. Quiet, formal, little polite. And then he said, "Not yet, Claire." Just as quiet and gentle as that. Before they went their
Clare.
separate ways. Her to the bathroom where she fell to the floor. And him to the window where he fired out again.
I said let it rest!
And you tell me that's not their room anymore?
You didn't go to their room.
It belongs to me, inherited, with no effort to remember something you never entered. You have no memory of it.
You didn't go to their room. You went to the door of mine.
Ask for a cigarette.
We haven't had cigarettes since when?
Is it improper for me to stay in one place all night alone?
You didn't stay in one place. You wandered upstairs and downstairs as if you were searching for something. With the fine-tooth comb, did you find it?
No, I found this instead. This token, this memento.
What?
Oh, it's this ring with my birthstone in it. It's an opal called a fire opal.
Oh, well, you hadn't worn it in so long that I thought it had been lost.
Mother said that opals are unlucky.
Yes, well, frigid women are given to little fears and superstitions.
Well, opals do have a sinister reputation, and it was a gift from Father.
Well, that was enough to prejudice her against it.
And sleepless people love rummaging. I look through pockets I know are empty. I found this in the pocket of this old mildewed corduroy coat that I forgot I even owned, and I didn't care if it was unlucky or not.
Nothing so lovely could be that unlucky, Clare.
Did I hear you say you went out today?
Yes, you saw me come in.
I didn't see you go out.
Yes, but when you see somebody come in, you assume that they have been out.
Well, how far out did you go? Past the sunflowers, or...?
I went to the gate. And do you know what I saw?
Something that scared you back in?
No. It didn't scare me. It startled me.
What?
Clare.
What?
Clare, do you know the two-character play?
The telegram is still on the set.
There isn't a telegram in the two-character play.
Then remove it from the set where I can see it. You can't tell me an object doesn't exist when I can see it.
Yes, doesn't exist. Just a moment of panic.
Oh, well, what a convenient way to dispose of a panicky moment.
Yes, completely dismissed. Now, can I tell you what I saw when I went out into the yard?
Yes, do that, please.
I saw a sunflower that had grown as tall as the house.
Oh, Felice, you know that isn't so.
Yes, it is. Go see for it yourself. Better yet, go look out the window right over there. You can look right over there, and it's in the yard on this side.
Front yard. Now I know you're fooling.
Oh, no, you don't. You would have gone to look at yourself. It shot up as tall as Jack's beanstalk. It was so gold and beautiful that it seemed to be shouting sensational things from it, Clare. Tourists will be attracted.
Why are you doing this?
Botanists, you know botanists. They'll flock to New Podesta to marvel at this marvel. They'll photograph it for National Geographic. They'll come to see the two-headed sunflower that's taller than a two-story house that's still inhabited by a recluse brother and sister who don't go out anymore.
It's such a long afternoon.
Yes, it's summer, which is our season. And after the afternoon is over, we have to remember that there might be some unexpected collisions. And not walls or furniture.
Call it the poem of two and dark.
Dark as our blood.
Yes. Why don't you call it that? Abnormality. Say it. And point at me.
At myself first.
And close the child's eyes and light candles.
There's no such line in the script.
Tantire, che peccato, meaning too bad.
Claire, do you hear the knocking? Claire, why don't you go see who it is?
Who?
Well, I can't see through doors.
Well, I don't hear any knocking. Oh, wait, now I do. Oh, they're very persistent, aren't they?
Go see who it is.
Oh, I can't imagine it. And I'm not dressed. I'm not fit to be seen.
You are perfectly dressed, and you actually look unexpectedly well. But me, I don't have a tie on, and I've sweated through Father's old shirt.
Well, that's excusable on a hot summer day. You go see who it is and say you'll call me down if it's me they want to see.
Christ. If we've reached a point where you're too afraid to even answer the door?
Reached and got picked. The knocking stopped. Maybe they went away. Oh, they slipped a piece of paper under the door.
They left. Citizens Relief.
I've never heard of such a thing in my life. Have you ever heard of Citizens Relief?
Well, I think it's it's good to be cautious about things that you don't know about.
Oh, never heard of that. Oh, it could be a trick, an excuse
To intrude.
on our privacy.
Yes.
Oh, should we destroy the card or should we save it in case of a desperate situation?
I don't think that's something we have to wait on now, is it?
But the questions will have to
Answer.
Oh, and the interviews and the questionnaires to fill out.
Organizations are such impersonal things.
I'll hide the cards under our grandmother's wedding photo, and then we'll know where it is in case a desperate situation
Increases in desperation.
Anyway, here it is. Now we know where it is. Now, I suppose we have to prepare for public action against us. Now that they know we're still here.
For what? About what?
Removal by force of eviction.
You ask for trouble by having notions such as that.
Well, I don't know what else to do.
I do. I know.
What? Stare at the floor?
Well, what about you? What are you doing but clasping your hands together as if in prayer?
Nothing. Unless it's something to pace this house in a maze of amazement. Upstairs, downstairs, day and night, and in and out. Oh, God. Out. I want to go out. Felice, I want to go out today. I want to walk outside like a favorite of nature on the street in public view without shame.
Out? You want to go out calling?
Yes, out calling.
Well then, go out.
Alone? I can't go out alone.
Many ladies go out calling alone on such fine afternoons.
You come with me.
No, I have to stay here.
For what?
To guard the premises.
Against?
Curious trespassers! Somebody has to stay here. It has to be me, Claire. So you go out calling. Now, when you woke up this morning, you must have known that today would have been a different day, not a day to wake up and stay here. For we've had many of those, but a day to go out smiling, calling, and talking. Claire, you've washed your hair. It's as clean as corn silk. You've put it together. You've even put on your dressed up dress and you've washed it so that you can go out. Claire, you have the face of an angel, Claire. You match the fair weather. So go. Go on your impulse and go out calling. You know what you could do? You could say, when you to each place you go calling, you could say, "Oh, what an idiot I am. I have forgotten my cigarettes." And then every place will give you a cigarette and you can put it into your purse. And then when you get back here, we can smoke them. So go, Claire. Go.
Yeah, how thoughtful. Yeah, how gentlemanly of you to encourage me to go outside without my gloves or parasol. But not so imaginative as to imagine I'd go out alone. Imagine I came home alone, and there was a collection of people around a police car, or an ambulance, or both. We've had that happen before. People are very attracted to a sudden disturbance in a house they thought was vacant. So no, I won't go out alone. I mean, I could hardly sit down on these talks, and as for smiling and talking, I think on my face would be the grimace of a doll, and my hair sticking to the sweat on my forehead. I'd hardly sit down on these calls, these friendly calls to what friends? Before I'd get right back up, and that's if the housekeeper was even allowed to admit me.
You're the one who shouted out, not me.
Well, I never dreamed I'd go out without you and your disturbed condition.
And you and yours.
Me calling, a fire engine shrieks, a revolver discharges, bang. You think I'd really sit there continuing with a smile and the talk? No! I'd get up, I would run, my heart would stop in the street.
I never believed you'd go out calling.
Right you were if you thought alone, but calling? Yeah, I'll do that. Phone calling is calling.
Claire? Claire, what are you doing? Careful! Claire!
Operator, the Reverend Mr. Wiley.
Claire,
Urgent! Hurry! Please stop!
Claire,
Reverend Wiley, hello. This is Clare Devoto. Yes, Claire. You remember the daughter of... You have got to let go of
what
me.
are you doing? Are you crazy?
Excuse me, Reverend Wiley, there was an interruption. My brother Felice and I, we still live in our parents' house. Yes, we're still here. Oh, but such a terrible thing has been going on and on. My brother Felice and I are surrounded by so much suspicion and malice that we almost never, hardly ever dare to leave this house. That incident that was reported so maliciously, falsely in the press scimitar. Father did not kill mother and himself, but rather the house was broken into by some
favorite of nature.
Housebreaker who murdered our parents. But I'm afraid we are suspected. I mean, it's such a horrible thing. At night, strangers stop on the street, they linger, they whisper charges against us. Anomalous letters filled with obscenities are sent to us. And that press scimitar. Sly allusions to us as the deranged children of a false mystic. And Reverend Wiley, our father, was a man with true psychic mystical powers, granted only to an Aries whose power is cardinal fire. Oh, I can't tell you how horrible it is. Oh, the neighbor's child has a slingshot and bombards the house with fire. We heard his parents give him that slingshot and tell him to throw the rock. Oh my God, another rock to his house!
Mr. Wiley, I am so sorry. My sister, she has a fever. She is not well. She's not herself.
No. No.
Now you've done it. Our one chance at privacy, and you go and babble to the one person that believes it's his Christian duty to have us confined!
You shouldn't have said that word. Confined. That word is not allowed.
Oh, a prohibited word. It's a word that's not spoken is prohibited. Its silence increases in size. When it's not spoken, it grows louder and louder until it can't even be filled in a home.
Then say the word over and over again, you perverse monster, you. Go ahead. Are you scared? Are you afraid of a little word?
I won't do such lunatic things. I have to preserve some sort of sanity in this house.
Oh, is that what you're trying? I thought you were trying to go as far as you could without pushing past all limits. Confined.
No.
Confined.
Claire,
Confined.
stop it. Claire.
We're confined.
Claire.
Confined. Confined.
Claire.
Confined. Confined.
Claire.
Confined. We are confined!
No! Claire, please!
Felice, there is a gunman. There is a man with a gun pointed right at me.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid we'll have to take an interval of 10 minutes while my sister recovers. You see, she is not well tonight.